What's going on, my dummies, and welcome back to another Digimon Deck Tech. In today's episode, we are going over Ancientgreymon. This is more of a hybrid build than it is a Greymon build. I kind of like the hybrid build more with the Omnimon promo. Of course, they are expensive, but hopefully the prices come down a good bit over the next few weeks after the set kind of goes into circulation. But without further ado, we're going to go right into it. The first Digitama we play is a 4 of Digimon. Digimon says once per turn, if your opponent has 5 or more cards in their trash, gain plus 1,000 power. Nothing too special, but he is one of the best Digitamas we have for the deck until, I think, set 5 and 6. So Digimon's holding true to his name. The next Digitama we play is actually starter deck Koromon. Now, I'm not a fan of this Koromon, but I also don't have anything else to play that's of relevance. His ability is, during your turn, while you have 4 more Digivolution sources, get plus 1,000 power. This normally won't come into play a lot, because normally we're trying to get some little dudes out on the battlefield with the Digitamas, and using our Tamers to go all the way up into Ancientgreymon. But if it does come to fruition and we have to go all the way into Ancientgreymon with Koromon, then so be it. Moving forward, we have our level 3s. Monodramon is our first one. He is our vanilla. He's 2 to play normally, 0 to evolve, 3,000 DP. Vanilla, no abilities really. Just a really good card for the deck. Allows us to play cheaply because Ancientgreymon is very expensive. But also, having a good bit of power doesn't hurt either. Moving forward, we have a really good and important card of this deck, which is Flamemon. He's 3 to play normally, which we will more than likely be doing. 0 to evolve, 2,000 DP. He states on play, reveal the top 3 cards of our deck. Add 1 Digimon with hybrid in its form, and or 1 red Tamer from among them to your hand. Place the remaining on the bottom of the deck in any order. Something important to note about this Digimon, and you can't see it, but this is right here. This card is a hybrid Digimon along with Digimon such as Omnimon. They both have hybrid as well. These two do. So, like, important part to note about that is this hybrid will actually trigger for Ancientgreymon, meaning it allows Ancientgreymon to have an extra security attack, which is kind of important because a lot of security attack lets you win the game. Shoot. But, yeah, like, Flamemon, that is one important thing to note. He is a hybrid Digimon, so always remember to check him if he's under Ancientgreymon, because he does have the hybrid in his card type, or his form type. Moving forward, we play a playset of Agumon from the starter deck. This can easily be Guilmon from set 2 if you want it to be. 3 to play normally, 0 to evolve, 2,000 DP. During our turn, he gets plus 1,000 power. I like the fact that I don't have to have 5 cards in my opponent's trash. I can just have a 1k less power to give me 1k no matter what. That's the only reason. Again, you can play Guilmon over this. Guilmon does the same thing, only he's got 3,000 DP instead of 2, and he's got a restriction on his 1,000 power. Everything else is the same. Moving forward, we have Omnimon from BT4. He is 5 to play normally, 2 to evolve, 5,000 DP. We may Digivolve him onto a red Tamer, as if the Tamer is a level 3 Digimon. Sorry guys, I'm tired. So with us being able to Digivolve onto Tamers, we do play a good bit of Tamers in this deck. And we kind of want to be able to go into this Omnimon if possible. Now, again, we do play a good bit of rookies in this deck, keep in mind. We still have our 12 lineup, but we do play more rookie or more Tamers than normal. But that also triggers a few abilities down the line. But that's why we play this Omnimon in particularly. Next up, we have a Omnimon promo. This promo is actually given to you for every box you purchase from an LGS that is partners with Digimon. This Omnimon is super powerful. It's something that they did not have in Japan's meta, which is one of the reasons why Ancientgreymon is better now than it is then. This Omnimon is 5 to play normally, 2 to evolve, 4,000 DP. When we attack with it, this Digimon can Digivolve into Ancientgreymon from your hand for a memory cost of 2. ignoring its Digivolution requirements. If you do this, delete this Digimon at the end of battle. He's also got an inheritable skill that says your turn when digivolving one of your Digimon into Ancientgreymon in your hand, reduce the Digivolution cost by 2. So basically, we can either go into Ancientgreymon from this champion for 2 memory cost, or digivolve up from Agunimon into level 5 and then into Ancientgreymon, and it will only cost 3 to evolve into the Ancientgreymon. Some important things to note about this Agunimon is, one thing that I missed whenever I first read this card, and it has been months since I first see this card, mind you. If it does delete this Digimon at the end of turn, Ancientgreymon, and we will go down and look at Ancientgreymon real quick right here. On deletion, you may play one red level 4 or lower Digimon card with hybrid in its form from your hand without paying memory cost. Important thing to note is this Agunimon deletes the Digimon at the end of turn, which allows you to play another one of these Agunimons from your hand. Now, of course, one thing I do want to say is this Agunimon right here, the one from the set, you can turn it into Burning Greymon if you wish. Keep in mind that if you do decide to play Burning Greymon, that his effect is not really great. I will pull that up real quick. Sorry, give me a second, guys. He does not count as a Greymon. Keep that in mind. But this is Burning Greymon. You may digivolve it onto a red Tamer as if it was a level 3, and he gets plus 3 DP during your turn. So, of course, he becomes a 9k body, but he is also 3 to evolve, so keep that in mind. I would say that this is a better lineup since this is still 2 to evolve, because we do not have Vanillas in this deck. Now, granted, we do have the Cordramon in this deck, but we also don't have Monodramon as a 1 to evolve target if we needed it. So, yeah. But this Agunimon is very, very powerful. Look to see this card a lot on tournament tables. I do. Same with the Lobomon from the Garurumon deck, which will also come out later on this week. But moving forward, we have our blocker in Cordramon. He's 5 to play normally, 2 to evolve, 6,000 DP. Blocker, and on attack, -2 memory. Just generic blocker. We need one, of course. In this deck, I would much rather have the Monodramon that's 1 to evolve, but it's not out yet. It does not come out until set 5, so keep that in mind. Next up, we have Aldamon. He is our level 5 hybrid Digimon. He's 8 to play normally, 3 to evolve, 7,000 DP. He's got security attack +1, and during our turn, if this Digimon's Digivolution includes a Digimon card with hybrid in its form or a red Tamer, it gets plus 2,000 DP. It will always have both of those cards up under it more than likely, so Aldamon will be an 11k attacker with security attack +1, which is always really good. That's pretty much what he's in here for, as a backup attacker for Ancientgreymon. Keep that in mind. Dealing a lot of damage over time is like big hits and short bursts, I feel like, is what this deck wants to do, and Aldamon just helps with that target. Next up, we have Rise Greymon. He is 8 to play normally, 3 to evolve on a red or yellow Digimon. 7,000 DP. During our turn, he is yellow. That does not matter to us. We were just happy that he is red. And his main effect is Digiburst 2. So we take 2 cards from his Digivolution source and trash them. Now we do need to keep in mind that this is more along the lines of if we did not get our hybrid ride or evolution that we wanted. This is more of a backup to help keep that steam going. We may, like Digiburst 2, we may play a red or yellow Tamer card with the play cost 4 or less from our hand without paying memory costs. Remember, on-play abilities do activate. We don't have any on-play abilities with our red Digimon Tamers, but it is nice to have that in case you do upgrade the deck later on. Also, inheritable skill, when attacking, if you have a Tamer in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2,000 DP for the turn. I don't know if this really comes into effect very often. If it does, it's because we're attacking over something with Ancientgreymon, which kind of feels bad. So, yeah, normally doesn't come into play for us, but it is still cool that we can do it. Moving forward, we have the big bad boss in Ancientgreymon. He is a 12 to play normally, 5 to hard evolve, 13k DP. He has got a lot of text on him. During our turn, for each Digimon card in its Digivolution sources with Greymon in its name, other than Duru Greymon, which is not a card yet, Burning Greymon, which is a hybrid Digimon, or Dex Dora Greymon, or hybrid in its form, this Digimon gains security attack +1. Now, something important to note is Burning Greymon, even though not being a Greymon, is still a hybrid Digimon, so you can kind of ignore that kind of clause in case you were wondering about it. He still gives just 1 security attack because he is hybrid. Just so you know, it does not exclude him from the text. It just excludes him from being a Greymon. And there will be a lot of cards that has these 3 cards on it that interacts with Greymon because we don't have them as Greymon. Or Japan does not have them as Greymon. We do, to make things easier for us. Anyways, this allows us to attack for 4 to 5 security in one blow if we're capable of having Flamemon, which is 1, having a Agunimon, let's do this one, which is 2, Altamon, which is 3, Ancientgreymon being 4 with his own security attack, and having a Taichi makes 5. We're able to swipe all of the security at one go. Normally we're attacking with the Altamon before we get into Ancientgreymon, which is fine. That gets us to where it doesn't matter what's up under us. If we decided to go into Agunimon, into Altamon off of a Tamer, then we are still capable of having enough security attack to win if we attacked with Altamon first. The second ability I've already talked about with Ancientgreymon in this video. On deletion, we may play 1 red level 4 or lower Digimon card with hybrid in its form from our hand without paying the memory cost. Of course, we are normally shooting to hit this Agunimon, but this one is just as good. It allows us to Digivolve back up into Ancientgreymon if we have to. The next card we have is a 2-of Omnimon. This was a hard pick for me, and it probably is a hard pick for you. Like, you don't have to play Omnimon if you don't want to. Another really good card you can play in its spot is actually BT4 War Greymon, which is right here, just so you can see it. But I am playing this Omnimon just for a control factor because I don't have a lot of big delete cards. And I don't think I'm playing Gaia Force in this. Yes, I'm not playing Gaia Force for reasons, and I'll get into it. But Omnimon, we all know and love him. He's 15 to play normally, 6 to evolve on a red or blue Digimon, 15,000 DP. When Digivolving, choose one of our opponent's Digimon. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with the same name as that card. Also, when attacking, we can return a level 6 from his Digivolution to the hand to unsuspend him. This works really well with Ancientgreymon to get Ancientgreymon back in our hand to evolve on top of Aldermon to finish, not Alder, Agunimon when we attack with it to finish off the game if we have to. Moving forward, we play a 2-of Delicate Plan. I enjoy this card. I don't see this card a lot, and I feel like this is one of the underrated cards of the game. If you play big hits, so big hits being like Ragnar Lordmon, big security, Ancientgreymon, big security, any deck that hits for a lot of security at one time, especially with the red-yellow control list and the green-blue-black control list, I think is what it is, for this set for BT4 coming up, I feel like this is a very powerful card to play and one not to be taken lightly. This gives you an ability that the War Greymon I showed you earlier actually has permanently, but this only gives it for a turn. 1 to play normally, security effect adds it to hand, so even if it's in your security, you can get it back. Main, one of your Digimon gains the following. This Digimon doesn't activate the security effects of any option cards it checks for the turn. So basically, if it turns over a Gaia Force, if it turns over a Flower Cannon, a Coyote's Breath, a 7 stars, like, doesn't matter what gets flipped over. As long as your Digimon does not die to whatever it's battling, if it gets turned over, it doesn't matter because you're deleting all of the security at one time. I recommend playing this card only as a 2-of. I think anywhere over that is too much and it clogs. You want this card one time and that is it. If you have multiples, you don't need it anymore. You're losing at that point. But moving forward, we have a card that I really enjoy. Trident Revolver. It is 6 to play normally. Security effect activates the main effect. The main effect is delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. Then you may play a Tamer card without paying the cost for 4 or less from our hand. This card allows us to get free Tamers on the battlefield and get rid of things that our opponent are trying to set up. One thing I do want to point out is I did say that this Ancientgreymon's minus 2k normally will not come into effect. This is the only exception to that rule. This allows us to get rid of anything that's level 5 more or less, because level 5s are normally 8k or less. So it gets us down to that 6k and destroying them. There are some exceptions to that rule, being like Metal Greymon or Metal Tyrannomon from BT1. But at least we do have some synergy with Ancientgreymon and Trident Revolver here. And being able to play our Tamers to evolve onto the Aldermons is also really good. Moving forward, we play a 2-of Tamer. He's 4 to play normally. Security effect. Yeah, security effect. Plays it without paying the memory cost. At the start of our turn, if we have 2 or less memory, it sets our memory to 3. On your turn, all your red Digimon with 4 or more Digivolution cards gain security attack +1. If we're able to go from bottom to top, which normally it will not happen a lot, but there will be occasions where it will, this allows Ancientgreymon to hit for 5. But you have to have a full stack, meaning Digitama all the way up to Greymon. Otherwise, it will not work. You do need 4 more Digivolution cards to make this work. But we play it because Marcus isn't as good as we would want him to be in this deck. The next card we have is actually Marcus Damon. He's 4 to play normally. Security effect puts him to play. Start of our turn, if we're at 2 or less memory, set our memory to 3. During our turn, when one of your Digimon with Greymon in its name attacks, other than Duru Greymon, Burning Greymon, and Dex Duru Greymon, you may suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory. Now, one ruling that I do not know, and when I find this ruling out, because I have asked a few people and I cannot figure it out, and they do not know. So when I figure it out, I will put it in a pinned comment, so look down if you're watching this video. More than likely it will be there. But Marcus will not trigger as long as a Omnimon is attacking and putting the Greymon. So, for example, when attacking, you play the Ancientgreymon, but you have already attacked with this Omnimon. So it does not see that as a Greymon, you do not get the chance to rest because it's when you attack with. So that's what I believe. If there is a difference, check the comments just in case. If you don't see anything, just assume that it just works that way. If you see anything different, then I did find somebody that does have the actual ruling and corrected me. So keep that in mind. But I do believe that if you attack with the Omnimon and play the Ancientgreymon from your hand onto it, this will not trigger Marcus. Marcus will only trigger on Ancientgreymon. And to close out the deck, we are playing a 4-of Tamer from the starter deck. He is 2 to play normally. Security effect puts him into play without paying memory cost. And during our turn, all of your Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP. This is a good card to help us get our Ancientgreymon to 15 or over 14, so Chaosmon doesn't really destroy him very easily. But it also gives us a really cheap option to evolve into the 1-of a Omnimon that we play that can evolve onto a red Tamer. One thing I do want to note, because I did not mention this when I was going over the Omnimon, this one cannot evolve onto a Tamer. He does not say anything about doing so, so do not assume since this one from the set can do it, that the promo can as well. The promo has his own set of skills that are really good to help Ancientgreymon, where a Omnimon helps you with the Tamer side of it. We still play enough rookies to evolve into these two, but a Omnimon promo cannot go into these Tamers. So keep that in mind. But guys, that is the deck. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I'm super excited to see how well this deck actually does. And remember, this is a staple list. I have not really tested very much, but I've looked over some decks that people have tested to see how good they are. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment down below, let me know a deck that you want to see for BT4, anything that I've done already that you want to see an update of for BT4, so on and so forth. Also, hit that subscribe button. Every subscription helps the channel. The more subscriptions I get for Digimon content, the faster I try to get it out for you guys. And as always, have a blessed one.